Why are you not making money with crypto? There are people in this crypto market making millions of dollars, and there are also people in this crypto market not making any money. And there are even a lot of people that lose money. However, we are all in the exact same market. We have the same opportunities, the same buy buttons, the same sell buttons, the same everything. So, what are you doing wrong? So, welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. Alpha Factory exclusive community down below. Now, this video is mainly for the people, or especially for the people that are not making money in this crypto market, whatever it takes, right? Like, and maybe even if you are losing money, then this video is for you. So if you are in this market and you're making money after money after money, millions, 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 then hey, you already know this probably, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't. And it's actually not unfortunate because we need losers in order to win. But I rather don't have this community losing. So let's make sure that the people in this community know what kind of mistakes they should avoid. So I will just name a couple things that kind of wrecked me since 2013, which I learned from, and that gave me the experience to finally make money now after 11 years. It took me a while to learn, but hey, I'm here. I'm still alive. I'm still not broke, right? I'm still now finally making money. So I hope this is going to be valuable for you. And let me know in the comments down below if you have something to add. Now, don't mind the prices. This is a day pre-recorded, but this is somewhat a timeless video. So one of the reasons why you are not making money with crypto is because you only get interested when prices are high. And this probably goes for a lot of people that maybe are new to the channel and new to crypto in the first place, because we have a lot of retail stepping into the crypto market as soon the market is already kind of, exploding. And I can give a very good example. We have the social metrics, and that's measuring how many people are following people on Twitter or looking at YouTube videos, subscribing to YouTube channels, etc. And if you look at the social metrics, which is the red line, and blue is the Bitcoin price, there you can see that most of the retail is actually making this mistake, right? Because what we see right here, we see Bitcoin topping in 2017, the 16th of December, but retail actually gets in a month later, right? So retail looks at Bitcoin making fat new highs and then be like, ooh, interesting. Let me check out crypto. Where were you when we were here, right? And it's not a one-time mistake or anything like that. Here is kind of the same thing, right? In this first peak, Bitcoin topped in, kind of April 14, 2021. And retail got like super euphoric over here. Like they came watching like in the middle of the start of a huge downtrend. They were like, okay, let me see what's going on with this crypto thing over here. So if you want to make money in crypto, the number one thing that I think you should do is make sure that you are interested in crypto despite the fact that the price is going up, right? You should like maybe look at the market, look what it did before, look at the 4-year cycle, try to understand how the market moves and what potential future rewards there are still to get, but then decide to step in when the prices are low, when it's boring, when everybody might be bearish, or even worse, when nobody is talking about it. That's the time where you want to step in, not the other way around. Next thing that makes you prevent from making money with crypto is one of the bigger mistakes as well, and one of the bigger mistakes that I've made in the past as well, that I luckily completely threw out the window, is getting emotionally attached. You are here with money. Money goes hand in hand with numbers, statistics, history, price history, measurements, TA, right? These kind of things. Doesn't do that well combined with emotions, okay? So if you are in this market, and we, for example, take a look at the altcoin market right now, right? there are at the moment a lot of people, unfortunately, saying that altcoins won't do well and that altcoins won't go up and that altcoins are done and dead, and the exact same thing that they said the last cycles as well. Right now, this is the type of sentiment that you do get at the bottom, right? And it's not at the bottom right now on the dollar pair, but if you look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, you can see that they are kind of sitting at the bottom, right? So if we take a look at this full chart right here, these are altcoins on their Bitcoin pair. So how well are they outperforming Bitcoin? Well, not very much. They are basically sitting at the cycle low, right? So why are altcoins up on the dollar pair? Because Bitcoin is ripping, right? But if it was for these altcoins, not so great, right? So people at the bottom right now feel like it's not going to happen, right? Same as here, 4 years ago exactly. They said the sentiment was terrible. It's not going to happen. Altcoins are dead. There won't be an alt season. And the exact same thing over here. I don't have to ask you who you think made most money in the last two markets. The people who were buying over here or the people who were bearish and scared over here. Right? And buying over here is now easier because we now have more measurement points. Right? So we can now with more confirmation say that this is a good opportunity to buy compared to here or even here. Right? So now we can really focus more on TA and the price history. But still, people, they look at the market and they be like, yeah, no, well, now there's this news. Now there is this going on. Now this time is different because whatever. And they are getting emotional. They are getting scared. They are getting nervous, whatever the emotion might be, right? They still have bear market PTSD. That's also, I think, some kind of an emotion in crypto, an official one. While in fact, if you throw away all the emotions and you look at this chart, doesn't look like a terrible chart to me. This looks like a chart with an opportunity of a lifetime, right? So don't be emotional in this market. Now, and you can mess up when it comes to emotions in many different ways because you can also do it the other way around. People were euphoric and happy over here and excited and all these positive emotions, right? While if you look at the chart, you could also say, and we covered that on the channel quite a lot, especially in the Alpha Factory, but you could have also said like, hey, it's a little overheated here. Maybe we should offload a little bit, right? And people, they got too emotional because once the market goes up, really up hard, it feels like it will never stop going up. And when the market goes down, it feels like it will never stop going down. Guess what? That's never the case, of course, right? It goes up and down. We have bull markets, we have bear markets, and within the cycle, we have anything in between. And yet, people, they get some kind of an emotion from this, and they act completely led by that emotion. While if you shut down your emotions, or maybe even better, try to realize what kind of emotions you have and then do the exact opposite, then you are doing quite fine. And one small tip to make sure that you are in this market with not much emotion is that if you buy a coin and it does a 2x, which in a bull market can happen very quickly, take your initial money out and put it away, right? That way you are risk-free in the market. That takes away a lot of emotion. That's one tip that I have actually for you that works really well for me. If I now see the market go down, I'll be like, okay, yeah, it sucks, but I am not in a loss. It's not possible for me to be in a loss. And that takes away a lot of emotion because if you are in the market with all your money and you better hope that it goes up, then every red day feels terrible, man. And you're going to really wreck your mental health a lot. And then eventually you will revenge trade, sell the bottom in case it goes lower and then it goes up again. And how many people like, I mean, let's be honest, right? If we look at the 15-minute chart of the last correction that we had, you know, people sold here, right? Why did they sell here? Yeah, they got emotional. And of course people sold here because, hey, that got followed by a red candle. There were people selling more than buying right there, right? Yeah. And eventually the buyers, they had a great trade right here, actually. So that's the next thing to not make money with crypto actually is being emotional. Now, the next tip, and to be honest, guys, I didn't even write it down. I'm just freestyling out the top of my head where I went wrong. I bet there are a million different other reasons you can wreck yourself in crypto and not make money, even in a bull market. But these are the most important things for me, okay? Now, the next thing is not taking any profits. If you do not take any profits along the way, you will also feel kind of terrible when these things happen, right? The people that, may have bought here, but, most people didn't, right? Like most people, they started to buy up here, and even here. They saw it all go all the way down. And this was really like hard for altcoins, right? This was where altcoins got 80, 90% wrecked. And the people that made money, that did not take profits, they now look back and be like, why didn't I just take my profits, right? And of course, there's a flip side. Like, you could also be the kind of person that just buys and does nothing for a year, right? And then eventually, despite all the flip-flopping, you will probably be up if you're in the right coins. But if you are doing that, then you are so passive in your crypto that you're probably also not watching this video, right? You're watching this because you're a little active in crypto and you want to maybe trade it a little bit. So do take your profits, right? I am very not super active, but on the higher time frames, I don't want to, it's actually true, but I took my profit here. I bought back somewhere in this area. I took my profit literally here and I bought back a day ago from the moment of recording there, right? And that's happened to be a great timing. Coincidentally, I think. I'm not that good, actually, right? But even if you take profits here and it goes up here, just sit it out, right? Again, don't be emotional. Like, oh, I sold, let me buy back right here. Then you are going to mess up, of course, right? But if you just take your profits on the way up and you see it go down, you in some way actually know how to feel good, right? Even though it's red and bearish, you feel like, oh yeah, but I at least have it. And it doesn't have to be all your money. I actually don't recommend taking it all out in a bull market. But with a little bit, you feel like, man, this correction has use for me, at least, right? For a lot of people, it has no use. They just get wrecked and have to wait and hope that it goes up. And in the meantime, they will doubt if it ever will. What wrecked me in crypto as well, again, is being impatient. That's the biggest thing about this market. People are so impatient, right? Again, if we look at this chart right here, you have no idea how many people I have on the channel lately saying that there won't be an alt season. Ha! What about your alt season? It's all going down. And I feel like, but dude, like, have you looked at the charts? Right? We were here in December 2020. We were in December 2016. This is cyclical, right? We haven't even been to this place in December, right? If anything, we should still get there, right? So that we go down for a week or 2 weeks, don't let that make you think anything different about the rest of a 4-year-long cycle, right? Be a little patient, right? If you invest today, don't expect money tomorrow. It is crypto, but it's not a casino, right? And if you do that, then you might do it on, I don't know, meme coins that just release or whatever. You can trade and gamble a little bit, which is obviously super high risk, but you cannot expect crypto to give you an insane return overnight with low risk, right? So yeah, for example, I've been saying alt season end of 2024, beginning 2025. And I got some comments here and there. Where's your alt season? And I feel like, but is it beginning 2025 already? I don't know. I mean, it could still be here for 2 months and then go up, right? So be a little patient. Crypto is a little known for making fast money, but it's not that fast, all right? And sometimes, again, you want to understand the market as well, so you know what you are playing against, right? Because if you don't really know much about the market, which is another tip, and you invest in an altcoin and it does a 2x, you might feel like, take it all out. But if you understand what kind of market you are in, you maybe can get way more out of it. And that's a mistake that I made in 2013. I bought a Bitcoin one for $400. Yeah, you know what the price is right now. But I sold it for 800, right? So what I did is, and it was 2013, $400. So that must have been, later in 2013 actually was, I bought it, probably here in November, November 2013. This is where I bought my first Bitcoin, right? So here, let me say here, right? That's where I bought. Well, if I holded that coin, then okay, I could have like made more in this cycle. But if I just sat it out and understood Bitcoin, right? I won't recommend holding altcoins in the bear market, by the way. But if I researched what I've bought and understood the market, then I may have not sold it for 800. Right? This is where I sold it. Yeah. It's in hindsight not the best trade I've made, of course. So that's the next thing that I would say that will wreck you in a crypto market. Next reason why you are definitely not making money is because you, and I'm only speaking to the person that it applies to, okay? So maybe it's not for you, but you only like to watch certain YouTube videos that tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. If you hold a coin and you hold it because you like it and you know a certain channel that's positive about that coin, you will watch all these videos to kind of justify the fact that you bought it, right? But if there are people that are skeptical about it, or just not even just hating or bashing it, but just show like, hey, be careful or whatever, because you don't like them, right? Because they talk badly about the thing that you put your money in, but maybe these people are right, right? So try to be open to, both scenarios, and don't only listen to what you want to hear, but sometimes it's also really necessary that you listen to what you need to hear. The other thing that also applies a little bit with watching YouTube is know who you look at. I have made I made two influencer tier list videos with influencers I think are the best to look at, because there are channels which I looked at in the past, and I'm not going to drop any names necessarily, but they were only about buy this altcoin, buy that altcoin is going up. Yeah, that works in a bull market, right? Because you are already making money, you are thrilled as hell, everybody is bullish, and then there's a YouTuber with a big green like thumbnail saying buy, right? And you feel like, whoa, I need to buy, right? It's like math. However, if you understand why these people are doing this, it's because they want to get as many clicks as possible on their YouTube. Why? Because eventually that makes them money. Okay? You are being a product. And you can be a product. I mean, in a bull market, fuck it, be a product. But at a certain point, you want to be careful when you're going to be a product of those people. Right? Because that they have a lot of views is because of that, clickbaity stuff. Not always necessarily because they know so well. I, in 2021, looked a lot at a certain crypto channel that was so bullish. And I was very stupid. I bought some altcoins that they recommended without doing my research on it too much. And without doing my research too much also about the bear market. And some of these coins, I felt like, oh yeah, it's bear market. I'm in a loss. I'm going to just hold it. There were literally coins I put $5,000 in, were worth $2 in the bear. They were dead, right? Again, who's there to blame? These YouTubers? I don't know. They try to run a business. Is it very ethical? If you don't know your shit, you may not want to put it on YouTube, but hey, it's anybody's open to publicly put those videos out. But who's really there to blame? Me, of course, right? I looked at these videos. I didn't research it. I trusted guys, which I think I should trust. and I got myself wrecked. I pressed the buy button, right? Like everything is my fault. Like they didn't make me do it. So um, that's also, I think, self-reflection goes kind of hand in hand with the last one. But if you lose money in crypto, 9 times out of the 10, that's not anybody else's fault except yours, right? Yeah, well, 10 out of 10. I want to say, like, even if somebody goes into your house, breaks in, steals your private keys, then it's somewhat your fault for not hiding your private keys well enough, right? Like, there's always something that you can relate to for yourself, like, okay, this was my fault. And if you get scammed, you have been incautious. If you buy too high, you got led by emotions. If you listen to the wrong people, you chose to listen to these people, right? Like there are always things that eventually turn out that it's your fault. Everything is your fault. Okay. I hope I did not made any childhood dramas and traumas worse now, but it's all your fault. What else? Let me think. What else got me wrecked in crypto? These are the biggest things actually. But actually, the biggest thing that I haven't even mentioned is this. Thinking that this time is different. That's the biggest way of getting people wrecked. I want to make some, I don't know, I hope they ever have some statistics somewhere, like people getting wrecked. What's the biggest reasons? And then, scams so much. And thinking that this time was different, right? Like this much, because it is. It really, really 100% guaranteed is. Okay? I said this in one of my latest videos, but I got wrecked, scammed, everything. Okay? I made a lot of money, but before that, I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of money because mostly I thought that this time was different. This time, these kind of platforms with a 2 million% APY, they're legit, right? This time, whatever. And by the time I started to realize that you have to ignore news and you have to ignore narratives and you have to ignore sentiment, I started to print money like I'd never done before. Okay? Now, again, what do I mean? Well, I give this example a lot, but this is one of the best examples I can give you actually, is this right here. This was COVID, right? Here, people said it was over, right? It's not just that they said like, hey guys, they believed it was over. It was over for people. Really over. Actually, it wasn't. Right? But in the middle of it, it felt like that. Now, people, they looked at this and be like, wow, worldwide pandemic, crypto crashing with 70% from here to there. Altcoins died. It's complete. The cycle is broken right now. And despite that, at the end of 2013, at the end of 2017, we had the tops. Despite what happened in the middle of the cycle, we had a nice top at the end of 2021 like usual, right? This time, like maybe someday in the future, maybe this cycle, maybe in 5 cycles from now, maybe someday it will be different. However, people always try to outsmart that thesis. They try to say like, well, now it is. And I'm going to trade it like that because I'm so clever. Let me tell you, you are not. Okay, I wanted to say something. You are not clever. I am not clever. All I am doing is not being emotional and not trying to think that I am smarter than the market because I'm willing to admit that I'm a stupid piece of crap who just trades risky shit on the internet. While my money depends on it, right? I am that stupid. And I think that you are really smart enough for this market once you are willing to admit that you are stupid. That's kind of what I think it is. This time isn't different. People had every move in the market, they had reasons to say it was different. Here it was going down because of, it's different. Here it was going up just because of, it was different. Here it was going down just because of, look at this. It's going down, it's going up. 4 years later, everything, 4 year, 4 year, 4 year, right? It's going down, up, down. Whatever the news may have been, doesn't really matter, right? It only justifies why the chart is doing this. But the chart was going to do that already, right? Chart first, news follows. It sounds like, well, it's true. It's really true, right? Now, for example, an example that I gave a couple videos ago is Ethereum, right? Ethereum chart was sitting at fat resistance here, right? If you take it on the daily, you can see how many touches it already had. And if we take it back all the way here, you can see here we have this wick, here we have a lot of like shit going on. Here we have it, here we have it, here we had it. And all of a sudden, a couple days ago, Powell came out and said, hey, less rate cuts. And Ethereum was like, ah! But Ethereum was already about to be rejected, right? It was already at this point. It's not that that news necessarily made it crash. So don't try to think that this time is different, because you're really going to get yourself into a lot of trouble. And people, they don't only use it for that, but they also, what I hear now a lot, is that people say, now we won't get an alt season because we now have ETFs and they won't put that money into altcoins. I don't know how many reasons I should give to explain that. That's complete bullcrap, right? But I get the reasoning. I get it. Hey, ETFs are not buying altcoins. Very high chance that these ETFs are not putting it into altcoins. Indeed. However, if you look up how much percent of the Bitcoin supply is sitting in ETFs, it's 5%, right? So we still own around 1.9 trillion. Retail owns $1.9 trillion of the Bitcoin market cap at the moment, if not more. So that's enough for an alt season, because in the last market, we did it with 1.6 trillion, right? So again, that's nonsense, right? That's complete nonsense. It's not that we won't get an alt season. And that's what people could have said in the last cycle as well, right? We had big institute, like now it is ETFs and even on presidential base, right? It's big. But in the last cycle, it was big institutions, big companies, Elon Musk, we had John McAfee, I don't know, like these big things that was also huge here if you compared it to 2017, right? Huge. So people also there could have said like, well, these big people are not putting their money into altcoins. Well, guess what? We got a fat alt season, right? So never try to think that this time is not is different, right? This time is not different. And at a certain point, you will have to take a loss to prevent a lot of losses, right? Because you can now say, it's different, you will lose. It's different, you will lose. It's different, you will lose. Everybody who ever thought that this market was different has lost. If you look at those chances and statistics, then you will be a complete moron to now bet on that, right? It's like 120,000 against 0, right? At a certain point, you will take one loss, because you have to think that this time is not different. And maybe someday in the future, it will be. And that will be your loss. But how many wins would you have in the meantime? You can take that one by then, right? So that's the biggest thing. Ignore news, ignore sentiment, ignore narratives. This time isn't different, right? Bitcoin is literally designed to go up. There is a real big demand for Bitcoin. The demand, or the people ask a lot for Bitcoin. Sorry, I'm Dutch. The demand, however, the supply, fuck man, sorry, let me do that over. There is a real big demand for Bitcoin. The supply, however, is not going up with it, right? Basic economics, actually. So that drives the price up. Let alone if that asset is paired against a other asset, the dollar, which is designed to go down. Bitcoin will in the future be adding a zero easily. Easily. Bitcoin will hit $1 million. Easy. Multi-millions, for sure. Right? It's a matter of time. Now, with altcoins, it's different. Of course. Like, hey, your fucking meme coin is not going to be around in 10 years from now. I can kind of guarantee you that. Doesn't mean you cannot play the market in the meantime. Right? But if you feel like, okay, I'm a crypto, I want to make a 10x, but I don't want to take a lot of risk. Okay, cool. Buy Bitcoin, wait 10 years, you'll be fine. Probably, right? But again, that was the point. This time is not different. And as soon as I started to understand that, I started to make money with crypto, real money with crypto. So again, there is a lot more that I can tell you why you are not making money with crypto, but I do think that these are the most important things, and these at least were the most important for me. So if you have something to add to them, drop them down below. I'm very curious what I forgot. If I walk out of the office, I'll be like, god damn it, but that's what it is. For now, if you appreciate the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and I'll see you tomorrow.